आंखों मेरे, आंखों मेरे, आंखों मेरे, ओ आंखों मेरे, आंखों में तेरा ही चेहरा, धड़कन में तेरी ही यादें करती है दीवाना। हाय कहाँ गई वो रातें, वो मीठी मीठी सी बातें करती थी जो दीवाना। आंखों में तेरा ही चेहरा, धड़कन में तेरी ही यादें करती है दीवाना। दूर जब से तुम गई हो, जब से मुझको भूल गई हो, दूर जब से तुम गई हो, जब से मुझको भूल गई हो, मैं हूँ दीवाना। ये कर दिल चुरा ली आंखें, कर गई मुझको तेरी यादें दीवाना, दीवाना। हाय कहाँ गई वो रातें, वो मीठी मीठी सी बातें करती थी जो दीवाना। आंखों में तेरा ही चेहरा, धड़कन में तेरी ही यादें करती है दीवाना। माना कि तुम साथ नहीं हो, मेरे दिल के पास नहीं हो, माना कि तुम साथ नहीं हो, मेरे दिल के पास नहीं हो, मैंने ये माना। फिर भी आस लगी है दिल में, तुम आओगी मुझसे मिलने, चुपके चुपके कहते दिल में दीवाना, मेरा दीवाना फिर से आएगी वो।
Okay, so I'll begin with the description of what report moderation is. So I think the title was reports moderation, but I would rather call it incidents management system because I'll explain it afterwards. First, let's head over to the diagram for me to explain you what exactly is happening in our system regarding the reports. So as you can see in the diagram, there are three green boxes which represent the entities that are interacting with each other. The first one is the user, the second one is the AEM, and the third one is the incident. So beginning with the user reports an incident. Based on the incident, the AEM takes an action, and then the AEM communicates with the user. So this is just the top level overview of how our system works pertaining to the reports. So yes, to illustrate with an example, let's say the user faces an issue with a specific author or a Pratilipi. So he goes into the application, he reports specific Pratilipi or author, and then incident is created in our system. Then the AEM checks that specific incident. If he feels that it is something worthwhile taking an action, he changes the state of the author. Like he can block the author, he can delete the Pratilipi or move it to drafted. And after doing this action, the author moves to the the AEM moves it to communicates it to the user. So I'll define what incidents and reports are in our specific context. An incident is a state of our system which is flagged as problematic from the user level, and an incident is reported. And there has been a lot of confusion I've seen with people, where they assume that a report is something which is saved in our database. But actually what we are doing is, um, we are considering reporting as an activity, and incident as the state of the system. Yeah, so the next is incident types and the reporting types. So the types of incidents specific to Pratilipi are, the first is plagiarism. Plagiarism is just copying the content from somewhere else in the internet, or whether in the platform itself from another author. The second is explicit content, which is about pornographic content or something which is visually offending uh, to the entire platform. The third thing is mentions of the word Pratilipi. So if an author in his Pratilipi mentions the word Pratilipi in such a way which is demeaning the platform, there is an action that has to be taken. And the third is, the fourth is user reported Pratilipi or author. The user went to the application, found something problematic with a specific asset, and then he reported it. So reporting is an activity. So it is broadly classified into two segments. The first is user reported anybody, for example, the Pratilipi or author. The second thing is system generated reports, such as plagiarism, explicit content, as mentioned in the previous incident types. This system generated report is created using the script which is written by Sunny to detect what type of problem a specific Pratilipi is having. Uh, if anybody has a doubt, they can ask right now. Cool. I'll move ahead. So the thing is, when we try to visualize the entire report system as previously, it was very slow, and the AMs used to face a lot of issues while trying to solve the incidents. So beginning with the very first segment, the first segment here would be the communications and reports. By the user reports an incident, and the AM communicates it to the user. We'll focus on this part first. So what are the ways of reporting an AM communication? So the first way of reporting in general is the user goes to the help and support section of the application, and then he reports there, from which a fresh desk ticket is created, and the AMs then can then view and take an action on that. The second is the direct email, and the third is calls to EM. So these are the three ways through which there is a communication happening between us and the users. So what are the problems with these approaches? So in the first approach, we're using Freshdesk, which is very good for managing from the AM's perspective, but it uses the same communication channel as the direct email, which is the email itself. In general, email has been what we have seen is that email is something which most people do not read. So in that case, the AMs, they have to call the user to understand the situation and take an action based on that, and then communicate it back to the user. So this is a problem. This is a problem because it blocks the AM entirely, and they cannot do anything during that specific period. So Raghu came up with a solution that instead of using the email based system, we have our app itself. We have the support section itself. We can use the app itself for notifying the user about the changes in the about the changes in the report, the incident that he has created, and also take actions. If we are taking any action, we can also notify the user about the same. So this is how it looks. So this is the help and support section, which is the medium of communication between the user and the AEM. On the right side, as we can see in the app, we have a help and support section, which consists of three segments. First is the support. If the user clicks on the support, he can create a ticket from there. It is the same which used to happen previously. And the second is frequently asked question, which is the same as what we can see in the web. The third thing is conversation. This is the new part. So these are the conversation which the user had reported to us, and a ticket was created on the fresh disk. And the ticket, so all the tickets that the user has created, from the user perspective, it is an incident. From our perspective, it is a fresh disk ticket. So this fresh disk ticket, all the list of all of them are displayed in the second part of the image, and the user can click on any one of them. Sorry, on any one of them, and then he can have a communication back and forth with the AEM. So this way, the user is aware of what is happening, and the AEM finds it very easy to communicate with the user instead of going through the channel of email or calling. So yeah, this is one part of the solution. Any questions? Okay, I'll move to the next part. So yeah, in the second part of the system, we have to consider the AEM taking actions on the incidents. So the actions could be such as blocking an author, or drafting a Pratilipi, or basically changing the state of the reported asset. So in the current solution, in the previous solution, what used to happen is the AEM used to go to Freshdesk, he check the ticket, and then he used to go to CMS and then take an action, and then go back to Freshdesk and then respond to the user. So as you can see here, there are two context switches involved. First, the AEM has to switch back to CMS, then take an action, then from CMS back to Freshdesk. So this is a lot of friction, and and lot of context switching applicable to this. So to solve this problem, Raghu came up with a solution called incidents management within the CMS itself. Yeah, so what happens is, if you go to CMS, there is an option of incidents. So once you go there, you need to search. You don't even have to go to Freshdesk at all. You just have to go to this incident system. You can choose any one of the reported incident. Then you can see all the information right from the beginning to the end, from the reported author, from the reported Pratilipi, to the person who has reported it. So all of this information is available within the system itself. And not only this, but there's you can also the AEM can also take an action based on what is necessary. And that is one part. The other part is the communication can also happen within this incident system. So there is no need to move anywhere to check what is the. So previously the AEM used to go to the person's profile, the author's profile, or used to go check the Pratilipi directly. Here, the AEM can directly view the entire data in a single page, which is very convenient for them. So like you can see in this picture, if I go to the bottom part, once the action being taken, the user to which the action is being the Pratilipi, or the author who is to which the action has to be taken, is also notified at the same time. So whenever the AEM clicks on delete content or warn author, there is a pop which comes telling what message you want to send. This has a default text. This default text can be modified. The AEM can choose to add or delete anything, and this is specific to languages. And then this is first part. The second part is the person who has reported this asset. and so this there is a communication which is sent to that other person as well. So everything is being done in a single page. So yes, so this was the entire system that we had created, and uh, I had a conversation with Jitesh previously. He's not available right now. He's on a leave, so I could not get the exact information from him. But Raghu told me that the AMs have been using this on an everyday basis, and they find it very useful. Yes, that's it from my side. If anybody has a question, then they can go.
Guys, anyone any questions?
Yeah, I had one. Shantanu, so how do we how do we notify the user if the AEM has requested something or they responded to it?
Correct. So whenever the AEM responds to a specific ticket, we have a webhook within Freshdesk. The We use that to send a notification to the app.
To the app from Freshdesk?
Yes, we have a webhook. Yes.
Okay, so it's not the general PN that we send to the app. It's a different way of sending, is it?
No, so we have the same API we use to send the notification. It's just used as a webhook within the webhook of the Freshdesk. So whenever the AEM responds, this webhook is triggered with this notification API. The notification API works as regularly.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So we have the backend, it's Adonis, and on the front end we have used Vue.js. Did I answer your question, Mohit? Cool. Anything else? I think, Shali, we can conclude the meeting.
Sure. Thank you, Shantanu,
So, thank you.
for the presentation. Yeah, guys.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
कब मैंने ये सोचा था, कब मैंने ये जाना था, कब मैंने ये सोचा था, कब मैंने ये जाना था, तुम इतने बदल जाओगे, तुम इतना मुझे चाहोगे, तुम इतना प्यार करोगे, तुम यूं इकरार करोगे, मेरे महबूब मेरे सनम, शुक्रिया मेहरबानी करम, मेरे महबूब मेरे सनम, शुक्रिया मेहरबानी करम। कब मैंने ये सोचा था, कब मैंने ये जाना था, तुम इतने बदल जाओगे, तुम इतना मुझे चाहोगे, तुम इतना प्यार करोगे, तुम यूं इकरार करोगे, मेरे महबूब मेरे सनम।